Everybody, it's Roger from Roger's Reviews. Just had a few packages in the mail, and we do our own spraying. I just hired somebody to take over, but until that time, we use our own weed killer. I ordered it offline. We are super busy. We got like 2 guys that do everything. One guy does most of it. I try to help him as I can, but it gets a little bit overwhelming. We have an acre shop. Most of it is lime rock with gravel, but believe it or not, this is old, very old piece of property, and when I bought it, it was 30 years of overgrowth. We spent months trimming, cutting, digging out saplings, weeds, vines, you name it. It was just a mess. Fencing, and we got it finally under control, the best we could. I built a building on it, and now we're in the process of maintaining. But I don't have nearly as many people. I don't have a landscaper anymore, which I just hired one. He's supposed to come by and help. It's just, if you don't stay on top of this, it gets overwhelming. You have an old property that has existing weeds and vines, they come back very quickly. So we let them go for a few months, and summer's coming. We had a lot of rain. This is Florida, swampy Florida. I'm sure my property used to be a swamp, but we've been using this RM18 off of Amazon. Pesticides have been coming very expensive, so I get this 1 gallon jug of RM18 fast acting weed and grass killer herbicide, lawn and patio, BO7BB8G444B for 27 bucks 26 cents. It's less expensive than Roundup, and I think it works just as well. We're trying another herbicide. I'd really like to get away from herbicides because they're just bad for the environment, and also too, I have a well. But we're going to use this until we can find an alternative. It's just, you need it something powerful to knock them out the first time, and then you just have a few weeds here and there you spray. But when you first take control of a property that hadn't been maintained in a while, you need something that really does the job, a commercial brand. So we've been using this and Roundup, and if anybody knows, I'm going to look it up online. There's a couple ways you can prevent weeds from growing. I think with vinegar, like white vinegar, and dish soap and cayenne pepper or something. Someone told me about it. I haven't looked it up yet, but I would much rather use something natural than, I know these herbicides are bad for the environment, they're bad for bees. I was working for a customer the other day, didn't realize this, but you need not to spray this stuff during the flowering season, because the flowering season, all the bees and hummingbirds and all that, all the little insects that pass pollen and suck up the nectar from all these little flowers. When you spray these pesticides on these weeds and these flowers, they get on the bees and a lot of times kill the bees, because the bees touch it and then they get back to the hive and they spread it to the other bees. So bees are having a hard time already. We don't need to add more harm to them. So like I said, if you have an alternative, please use it. If anybody knows of an alternative that works really well, please let me know. I'm going to try to seek out and find. But in the meantime, the weeds are overtaking our building. We just can't keep up. We only have 1 guy to do everything, and I help him out. So, but this stuff here, total vegetation control, you put a little bit of this in it, some water, and This treats up to 4,324 square feet. Kills weeds and prevents weeds up to a year. Like I said, don't use this around your well. Don't use it around flowering plants, especially when it's the season for the bees to be out gathering nectar. This is fast-acting weed and grass killer as well, concentrated formula. Treats up to 12,600 square feet. So this is a little bit bigger. RM18. Visible results in 12 hours. Sometimes you can mix these together as well. And please use these. Read the directions. Don't spray anybody's house except your own. We usually do perimeter stuff around fences, around the building. We pretty much got it under control the last few days, but this is going to last us probably 6 months to a year for these two once they're watered down. And once you get on top of it and get control of your weeds, of course it takes a lot less pesticides and a lot less spraying to control them. But the main thing is to stay on top of it. That way you don't have to do like I did and blast it. And it's kind of like treating your pool. If you don't treat your pool regularly, then you got to shock it. Well, we had to shock our little acre because there was weeds growing up everywhere, and we have a lot of equipment sitting around. We can't always move it, so we try to put it in a situation where we can get around it and spray. If you do that, the weeds can't seed other weeds and grow more weeds. So anyway, this is Roger with Roger's Reviews. Stay on top of your weed control. Try to use alternative vinegar products instead, but when you have to go in and shock the system and knock everything out so you can get control of it, sometimes you have to do it this way. But if you have any ideas for me, let me know. If you know something that works better than this, that is less bad to the environment, because I really don't like using this stuff unless I absolutely have to. But if you do have to use it, I recommend this stuff. It works pretty well. Anyway, this is Roger with Roger's Reviews. Thanks for watching. I hope this gives you more information to help you make a better buying decision. This is less expensive too than going to the store. Have a great day.